All right. There's the naked baby.
What is up, everybody? Good evening.
What's up? What's up?
How you guys doing tonight?
Welcome back to Cover. Here tonight, we're going to talk about Nirvana's Nevermind, the classic album. Dare I say it, changed a lot of shit in the music.
Definitely did. It killed a genre and created a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Created a new one. That's right.
And I had to dress for the occasion.
I was about to I just noticed that, dude. Perfect.
With my flannel. Went for the grunge attire tonight.
Perfect, Bo. You nailed it.
You know,
I'm excited about this because, this is the first time I've heard this album in like 20 years. And a lot of songs I forgot that were on this album that I really like. And you just forget how good the album really is until you go back and, re-listen to it. Phenomenal album, man. Every song on this album is a banger.
I'm the same way. It's been a number of years since I listened to it.
Tonight we're picking the worst song on this album instead of the best song.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
And this album is brought to us by J Hood. So once again, thank you, Jamie, for your contribution to the wheel, you should be getting your package here. Hope maybe you got it today. I don't know. But yeah, when I talk about grunge, I know a lot of the people within that are considered grunge. They were like, what are you talking about? This is just us, and we're just rocking. This is just rock and roll,
Yeah.
I heard that label being put forth as a media label, which is the same way I've heard hair metal talked about, because I know there's a lot of those bands don't like the term hair metal. I don't know particularly. I don't think the grunge bands give a shit one way or the other. It's the Gen X, the Gen X added outlook towards it.
Absolutely.
What's up, Joe? So Nevermind, second album by Nirvana.
Hey, real quick. What generation are you guys? Like you just said Gen X. Are you guys Gen X? Considered Gen X? When does Gen X end? When does
I don't know.
There's
It's the baby boomers.
That's after World War II.
That's right. That's after World War II. Then what's the next one?
Gen X.
Is it Gen X?
Yeah. Gen X starts like 63.
Okay.
And
I think it goes to Z, which is
The grunge, right?
yeah, from grunge to pretty much now.
I would probably be a Z gen. I would think Z. I don't know. Let's see if we can.
I don't know. I don't mean to stop the show, but it's so Little Boat. You're a whole different one, right? What's the one now?
Millennial,
Millennials. Okay.
I guess.
I think it's the opposite. I think the millennials, the start of the millennials is the group that graduated in 2000. But they come up with a new generation, like an in-between generation a few years ago, because that goes from like 77 to 83.
Okay.
Because it's a mixture of both Gen X and millennial.
And millennials.
All right, I'm Generation Z, which states I was born. Anyone born between 81 and 96. I was born in 81, so I just missed the maybe
So
the
you're
Y. I
so
don't
you're
know.
Z. So you're Z.
I'm Z.
Okay.
Yes, Joe, I would say it is considered oldies because
Yes.
this album is 30 years old, believe it or not.
That's crazy, bro.
Right?
God. Okay. Boat's what? A millennial?
I don't know. I'm looking.
What's Donnie then? And I'm sorry to still. I'm sorry, dude. It's just interesting to me. I'm sorry because
Well,
there's
Donnie,
like
you're a Z too, because you're born between 81 and 97, right?
Yeah.
okay. So there's 3 generations here. Okay. Continue with the show. I thought
I get
that was
I get confused about it after a certain
Oh.
point because
Little Boat's called he's like a zoomer.
a Zoomer.
a zoomer.
Yeah, zoomer / Generation Z, because Generation Z starts from 97 to 2012, and it said zoomers. And then early 2010s to 2020s is Generation Alpha.
Oh wow.
It's a cool
All right.
word.
Okay, dude. I'm sorry I asked. I didn't. I apologize. Zoomer.
Back on track.
But it's part of the conversation because
Yeah.
it's Nirvana came out, you know, they were part of that. I mean, Kirk and all them are what, they were born like what, 66, 67.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like right in that,
Yeah,
right in that vein of the Gen X generation.
yeah.
But-
So he would have been in his mid 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that today, listening to it while we were driving, because I like to drive on Saturdays, go out, spend day with the family.
Yeah.
That gives me time to listen to the album while we ride. And I was thinking to myself, Kurt Cobain did this and he died all before like the internet and cell phones. And it's like,
Yeah.
what would have it been like, you know, Nirvana, as far as if they would have had that technology, and how much bigger would have they been? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. That's another one of those what ifs, like Hendrix or
Yeah.
or
Morrison.
Janis
Morrison.
Morrison. Yeah. I mean, think about what some of those
All dead at 27, which you
right?
just named. Joplin.
Yeah.
Dude, so much life to live, bro. God.
Yeah.
27. Dude, I'm just thinking everything that's happened since I was 27. Oh my God. It's crazy.
I agree, because that's something that goes along with the Gen X.
Yeah.
That a lot of Gen Xers tend to hate the digital age.
I hate it. I'm telling you right now, I hate it.
I know there's a channel called Gen X Talks. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
The kid bombards his dad and starts asking a bunch of questions, and the dad he doesn't want to deal with it. But it's all part of the show, because he kind of goes along with it, but he's like usually not in the mood to deal with it. So, you know, he's come right out and said it. He does live shows and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I don't like this.
Both.
Because I mean, look, like David Grohl, you know, it's like the Foo Fighters. They're to me, they're just as big, or if not bigger, than Nirvana ever.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Nirvana had a shorter lifespan, that's probably I mean, I don't know.
Dude, Nirvana shone brightly, and they blossomed, and they had their time, and it was gone.
Yep.
The Foo Fighters have a longer longevity, and they built and they changed. Nirvana was just a comet. Bah!
Yeah, Foo Fighters had time to grow.
Yes.
And when all you have on your name is 4 albums, and then the band ends, kind of doesn't add that much wiggle room for evolution.
Right. So who knows where they would have gone, man? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it goes back to Hendrix. I mean, they released what three posthumous albums of stuff that he was working on before he died, and it's not just him. It's other artists. I mean,
Yeah.
B.I.G., Tupac,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash,
all across all the different young.
yeah. Now Johnny Cash didn't die young, but
Right, but
Elvis, I guess.
I want it a little off in the different direction, but speaking of that, I was listening to a thing and somebody made the comment about Dennis Hopper, and I guess he had like stuff come out all the way up to like, the 2016, 17, something like that, and he died in 2010.
damn.
It was something like that. Like there was a big gap, from the time he died that there was still material of his being released.
Wow.
right. Yeah,
I think that's awesome. Important that musicians do that. They have like a nice little backlog, so if something happens, then the families or whatever can still.
Didn't that happen with Bowie as well? I think Bowie might have done that. Didn't he have like his last album come out after he passed? I think it was called Black Star or something like that.
oh yeah.
I think that was after he passed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the release came after he. I think Hank Sr. had a bunch of stuff released after he passed.
Yeah.
You got to think they probably have so much stuff in the studio that they never use, and they think this stuff to throw away or come back to later and make it grow and connect it to this something. It'll go really good with this, and it's got to be tons on all these guys. Can you imagine Biggie? All the stuff he must have just come up with in the studio that never was used. All the rappers, just crazy. It's nuts.
I was looking at the reissues. There it is. The 30th anniversary of this album. The 30th anniversary edition.
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, this is a 30-year anniversary one.
Okay. Well, they released 8 LP and 5 CD editions of it as well. And it says containing 70 previously unreleased songs.
Damn.
So they were recording like mad, apparently.
Yeah, I did hear that they had like what was it, Lithium in Bloom or something like that. They had that like already pre-recorded type thing before they finished the album or started or something.
Yeah.
And like one of the last songs they recorded for the album was Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, Smell Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, they had recorded it in April of 91 with Butch Vig. Or was it 91? Can't find it.
How?
90, April of 90 they had recorded because Dave Grohl wasn't in the band yet.
And this came out in what, 92?
91.
This came out late September 91.
How old were you when this album came out, Donnie? Were you alive?
I was 9.
9? And you, Bo, were you alive?
I was 10.
Okay, so you were 10. Did you guys get the impact of it?
Oh, absolutely, dude! It was on MTV. The music video for Smells Like Teen Spirit was just like constantly being played on MTV. All their music videos, and that's what opened up for me, and that's when I got hooked on. I got into the grunge thing when I was in elementary school. Man, we had a classmate that had an older brother that had like the Pearl Jam albums and stuff like that, and I'd give him blank tapes. Hey man, record this for me. Bring it back. So that's what I did. And then my first Nirvana album I bought is when In Utero came out. I bought that when that was released.
Mm.
Dude, that's awesome, dude, that you guys felt it. Because I was like 22 when it came out.
I listened to it, and like Jim said, it was all over MTV.
Yeah, it was.
And when that video appears on Beavis and Butthead, you know there's something. But I didn't realize the impact until after Kurt's death. It took me to junior high before I realized, this is crazy.
Donnie, that's a great point, bro. It wasn't until after his death, and I was older than you guys, and I didn't feel the impact until after his death as well.
Yeah,
that's exactly right, dude. I got into Pro Jam first, and I thought they were the shit, and I got to see them, fairly before they hit big, and I was more Pro Jam, and Nirvana, yeah, they're good, but dude, it didn't hit me until after he died, and then it was like, dude, this guy was the real shit, and I went back and I started really listening to it, and I was like, God.
Yeah. See, I'm the same way. I started out on Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
But when they released their third album, that's when I kind of got on the Nirvana wagon.
And dude, it was on like every top of the hour. That video would come on, dude. It was like clockwork.
Yeah.
I mean, Weird Al parodied it, man.
Yeah.
I watched some videos this evening about like the production of this album and the mixing with the producer and stuff. Wow. Like, my hat's off to the producer, because he was relatively an unknown guy, I believe, at the time. And
yeah,
they said the reason why they went with him rather than like big names is because they felt more comfortable with him, because they didn't have that rushed feeling.
Right.
So they were able to take their time and stuff like that. And the stuff that they did, where they break down track by track and you can hear, like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I didn't even know Dave Grohl was singing backup in that song.
Yeah.
You don't hear it because their voices are perfect together. Grohl's is higher, a little bit higher, and Kurt's is low, but they still have the little bit of a raspiness where it just blends together and you can't even hear them. And I was blown away by just the production level. On top of them coming off of the Bleach album, and they spent approximately 30 hours recording that one.
Mm-hmm.
30 hours.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's a freaking fantastic album, dude.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked. It's almost like, what was the last album that we barely talked about the album because it was so good? It was just
Revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that's coming here. We haven't even talked about the songs, the cover, nothing. It's just album of the 90s?
Sure.
I'd say so, yeah.
Revolutionary album of the night,
Yeah. Well, so much so that it's on the National Registry, just like Master of Puppets.
Well deserved.
I mean, even the cover is timeless, bro. The minute that album came out, and that album, the cover, it was like, what is this? It was already hitting you with the cover.
Yeah, we still have the old cassette tape.
It's crazy.
I'd say it is the most iconic album cover of all time. Like, you can go anywhere and see it.
You'll know what it is when you see it.
People know what it is.
It's been homaged by other, even comics. I think they used it in homage and comics. And
Department of Truth did a good one. It's almost like Spider-Man 300.
Exactly. Yep.
It is. It's the Spider-Man 300 of music.
Well, it was homaged by the band for release, because they did kind of the similar thing with the band in the
water.
for
Wow.
a poster,
Yeah.
you know, for the album. It's like, I mean, if that doesn't say iconic, I don't know what does.
Who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and then that freaking
I just-
sweater, the
I
sweater
can't-
that he wore.
Oh, no doubt, man. I still can't get over the fact that it's 30 years old.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's insane. You know, the whole stuff with Foo Fighters drummer passing away, that I didn't realize that Foo Fighters was already inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep,
dude,
just last
first
year.
time, first
Holy
time.
crap, man.
Yep.
We're getting old, man.
Just last year.
It's going fast.
Dude, it's going super fast.
Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins.
Mhm.
Yep.
Seemed like a good guy, right? Seemed like a real good guy, bro.
But Issues made a story post about seeing him very early on,
Mhm.
and he said he'd never seen a drummer play like a machine gun, and that sums Taylor Hawkins up in a nutshell for
Ball
sure.
of energy, bro. Freaking ball of energy, dude.
But I don't. My prayers are and thoughts are with them and the whole Foo Fighters family, and by extension Nirvana, because for this will be twice now
Yeah.
that Dave Grohl has had to go through something like that.
Dude, that crossed my mind today, Donnie, as well.
I
Yeah,
mean,
same here.
that sucks.
If he loses a bass player, then he have lost a whole band, you know.
The thing about dude, they look like they were just close as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Just close as hell. And you know, the little I've seen, it just seemed like they were freaking tight.
Yeah, they were the closest out of the whole
Yeah.
band, I would say, because they're always together.
It just looked tight, bro. They look like brothers. It's
Yeah.
got to be devastating, man. All right.
Less of that dismal
Yeah.
stuff. The album was released September 91 on Sub Pop, but it was actually released through DGC, which is Geffen. This being their first major label. Sub Pop was kind of fading away. It was going bankrupt, and they took the opportunity to search out bigger names. The original recordings, like Jim had said earlier, with Butch were in April of '90. So Dave wasn't even in the band yet at that point, and there was some issues with the recording, and then Chad, the original drummer, left the band, and they issues with Sub Pop. They took that opportunity to use those recordings to shop it to a new label, and they ended up with Geffen, recorded at Sound City in Van Nuys with Butch, because as he said, they were more comfortable with Butch being kind of an unknown producer, and you see the result. I mean, they clearly made the best choice, you know,
for sure.
And I think he's right around the same age as them, so it was kind of like, this guy's one of us, you know, we're gonna stick closer to him. They recorded for what became Nevermind. It was originally being recorded under the title Sheep, which is kind of a funny title. I was reading about the story and how it relates to
Kind of relates to the current album cover,
Right.
which we'll get into later, I guess.
But they recorded May 2nd to May 28th, 91, and then June 1st to the 9th. Spread over a 5-week period. First major label release. First record with Dave. The only remnants of, is it Chad Channing or Chad Canning?
I think it's Channing.
The only song that has his imprint is Polly. That's left over from those previous recordings. What's up, Bueller?
Hey, what's up, Bueller?
And they took influences from the Pixies, REM, the Smithereens, and the Melvins.
I believe.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you're going to say, but yeah, I believe they even had the drummer from the Melvins drum with them for a little while.
Yeah, Grover.
Between Grohl and Chad.
Yeah. And both of those gentlemen would appear on the Incesticide album, which is technically a compilation. But it's my understanding that Kurt was a big fan of the Melvins, and that's part of the reason they drew some of that inspiration.
I got to meet that drummer a few years ago. He's a nice dude.
Dale Grover.
Yeah.
I guess all three of those guys are Buzz, Dale. All three of them are awesome guys. The album it would reach number 1 by January of 92.
That was fast.
3 months.
Selling 300,000 units a week.
That's insane.
So, yeah. It was released September 24th, so October, November, December, 3-month period.
From going to somewhat of an underground band to being on top of the world within months is crazy.
Yeah.
Meteoric.
Yeah, and they didn't expect that either.
No.
Like David Grohl was quoted by saying Kurt didn't realize or have a clue what baggage came along with being that successful.
Freaking crazy, dude. I remember going down to this club on the beach, man. It just moshed every time. Smells Like Teen Spirit would come on, dude. That place would go freaking bonkers. Everybody would just go. No, I'm the one person. Me and both of we're the 3 people probably.
See, I would have leaned towards you guys listening to more death metal, which Jim does.
That's closer. That's closer to my area of Florida.
I never got into death metal, but Nirvana, dude. And I remember being in a club. I remember when the Neutral came out, and then Rate Me starts just like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I remember they started, and it was when the thing hits and it's Rate Me. Everybody was like, oh man, because everybody was ready to go nuts with Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I was like, dude, it was such a bad joke, bro. Everybody, you felt the whole club just like the whole energy, just like, dude, it's not so good.
Yeah, I seen a thing too where they said that I think they were in or I don't know if they still are in the Guinness Book of World Records for that video being played the most times in Europe.
Oh wow, I believe it.
crazy.
Were they the last band that made it big with the help of MTV? Because then MTV stopped playing videos, right? And people stopped watching that because then it was all watching music on the internet. MTV stopped playing videos pretty soon after, right?
Yeah, basically when they came out with the Real World, that's kind of like when
The start.
kinda
Yeah,
came-
it was
That
that
was
was the
start.
beginning of the end. Yeah,
downhill slide.
So Nirvana might have been the last big act that MTV helped propel because of the video was such a big part, it was so different.
I considered Danzig and Mother, and that was huge,
but that wasn't.
but not in the way that
It
Smells Like
wasn't
Teen
Nirvana
Spirit.
huge, man.
No.
Nirvana jumped everybody knew Nirvana. It didn't matter who you
I
were.
I
Everybody
had no idea who Danzig was until I was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nirvana, they took the world by storm.
On YouTube, I think that video has like over 100 billion views.
100 billion or million?
Billion. I'm sure it's in the billions. Look it up. I'm sure. I'm sure it's up there.
I'm curious. The album or Teen Spirit?
The music video.
It might have been the last big band that freaking blew up like that.
Yeah, because it's my recollection that the
1.4 billion.
Yeah, 1.4 billion views.
1.4 billion?
Posted 12 years ago.
Wow.
going into after Kurt's death, it's my recollection that MTV played a lot more hip hop and
Right.
and
Yeah.
It started switching over, yeah.
that style of videos. Of course, by the time I got to that age, I started getting involved in sports, so I could have cared less. They talked about the production and how the rest of the band would be pretty much done with the music, and Kurt took more time writing and overdubbing and finishing the song. A lot of the stuff he finished right up to the time that they were going to record it. And the double tracking, he wasn't a fan of double tracking, but Vig persuaded him to do it because Lennon did it,
and Kurt was a big
Lennon
fan.
Yep.
So that's what persuaded me. He's like, okay, well, Lennon can do it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
It's good enough for him. It's good enough for me. God darn it.
And what a great choice, too, because it sounds so good. It makes it sound large for, being only a 3-piece band. The album just seems so full and large. It's produced so well.
Mm. And the initial mixes they weren't impressed with, so they brought a veteran into the industry, Andy Wallace, who had worked on Slayer's Seasons of the Abyss. I thought that was kind of a cool connection in there, because kind of an unexpected connection as well. Chris Novoselic is quoted as saying, "We said right on because those Slayer records were so heavy. Wallace mixes most notably altered the drum and guitar sounds compared to Vig's mix. According to Wallace and Vig, the band loved the results." And if that's what we see on the record, I guess we can get into the artwork.
Yep.
The naked baby on the cover, Spencer Eldon. is the young whippersnapper's name.
That just made news. He just made news a few months ago, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's trying to get some money.
Yeah, and that's basically what it was summed up as, because after he had already worked the notoriety of being the kid, through various homage reshoots of it involving him making money off.
He even has a Nirvana tattoo, and he's suing him.
The irony of it. Him chasing the baby, chasing the dollar, and so was he.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It just
exactly.
But it's what he threw out there with the child pornography and how he felt like he was a victim, and the defense's response was it's frivolous and really offensive to the true victims of child sex abuse.
Yeah, because this dude was like signing autographs and stuff too.
Yeah, they were 100% correct in that too. They addressed that. He spent 3 decades profiting from his celebrity as a self-anointed Nirvana baby. So, I mean, it got dismissed at the beginning of January. Good. It says it was refiled on January 14th. So, did he take out another suit? Is that I don't know if that's what that means or not. But it's like, dude, let it go.
Yeah, he went after. He's going after them again. He's just probably switched something up or going at a different angle,
Yeah. But the art director for Geffen sent photographer Kirk Weddle, who took the picture, to a pool for babies, toddlers, and so forth, to take pictures. It said the stock house that controlled the photo of a swimming baby that they chose wanted $7,500 for its use. So they basically went the least expensive route. Wow. And just went to a public place and did shots. Geffen was concerned that the baby's nether regions would be cause offense, and he prepared an alternate cover where it was covered. But the only way that Kurt was going to agree with it is if there was a sticker placed over it that read, "If you're offended by this, you must be a closet pedophile." And that is true Kurt Cobain fashion. The cover has since been recognized as one of the most infamous album covers in popular music, as Lil Boat said earlier. Yeah. The few months after the original baby shot, Weddle also photographed the entire band underwater for a promotional poster. So freaking iconic. So iconic.
I think that would have been a good photo for the gatefold.
What's up, Biggie?
Yeah, Courtney, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, no comment on Courtney.
Yeah.
Did like that whole album, though.
No.
I like that album, dude. Her album with Hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
That band name was an apt choice.
I like that album. We should do that one next week. Whole adult parts.
No.
Next week.
No. It's not on the wheel. We can't, man. It's not on the wheel. I don't know anybody that would pick that besides you, Raul.
Oh, dude, I love your answer. No, that was so fast.
No. Release.
It might be better than Tommy.
Yeah. Probably could be. But no.
Okay.
It's a solid no. It's a solid no.
It could be.
So another major feat for this is the fact that it entered the chart at 144. So within the 3 months, it got all the way to number one. Not only that, but some of the albums that it was kicking off along the way, like Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
Yeah.
They knocked the King of Pop off the freaking
Pop chart.
top.
Now, when did did it say when the Smells Like Teen Spirit video came out in comparison to when this album was released?
That's interesting. That is an interesting point. Because it might have been sooner. It took 3 months, and it could have even been faster than that, right? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, I mean, if it started at 144, it must have been released shortly after, I would assume, for it to go that fast.
I remember seeing it, but I don't remember when it was released. But I know it had something to do with its. I don't want to call it a dramatic rise to the top, but accelerated rise to the top. I remember seeing it too. Maybe it was in the top here.
I'm trying to.
The song topped the charts. Let's see if it's. The song made it to number 6 on the Billboard 100. Alternative Airplay number 1. It was number 1 in several countries, several other countries. I can't find the video. Music video.
Doesn't say the date that the video was released. It said that it was shot on August 17th.
Yeah,
September 10th. It was released. 91.
So it was released ahead of the album.
Okay, so it didn't.
Oh, right there it says. By December 25th, 2019, the video had been viewed 1 billion times on YouTube.
Damn.
That's crazy.
It's gotta be
You think about how many other videos have been viewed that many times.
Yeah, it's gotta be up there for like most viewed videos on YouTube.
Wow.
I have a hard time getting 100 views on my video.
No kidding. A quick fun fact. You know what video has the most views at 10.35 billion?
Okay, what are our guesses? You already does Little Boat seat belt? Don't look, Little Boat, don't look.
You already saw that.
I already knew in advance.
Okay, I'm gonna say Billie Jean.
Donnie?
Music video?
Just video.
Just video.
Oh, just video?
It's music is like top 4. It's music.
Oh.
I'll say
Well,
Billie
that was
Jean.
what I was going to say. I was going to say that video that was supposed to be the first one ever posted. YouTube.
by Bungles. Radio killed video killed the radio.
Yeah.
It is Baby Shark Dance.
Oh god.
10
Oh my god.
billion,
Ugh.
10 billion views.
Over 10 billion.
Baby Shark Dance.
Dance song. Baby Shark dance song.
Well, think about how many kids are on the planet.
Yeah, and mindlessly clicking on videos.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you on that list? Do you see like an actual act, rock or?
Let me check.
The Wiggles. Oh,
Louis Fonzi featuring Daddy Yankee at 7 billion views.
Wow.
must be a damn good song.
Yeah, Shape of You, Ed Sheeran.
That's actually
That makes sense.
That's a good song. That's actually a very good song. Dude.
That's at 5 billion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can't even say half these names. I never heard of some of these people.
Yeah, they're probably all
See You Again, Wiz Khalifa featuring Khalifa. 4.7 billion. Uptown Funk. Bruno Mars, 3.9 billion.
Yeah, it's all more recent acts.
Gangnam Style, 3.8 billion.
Jeez.
Gangnam Style.
So Nirvana might be the highest grossing, the highest viewed rock.
I mean, number.
It's all like pop.
It's all pop. Garbage.
Cancer.
Dude, let's get into
Back on track. Yeah, man.
Talk about songs.
Something
Well-
I want to mention. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but
Go ahead.
the story behind Smells Like Teen Spirit was one of Kurt's friends or roommates spray paint on his wall. Kurt smells like Teen Spirit, and that's where he got the idea from. But later he figured out it's the women's deodorant and not a rebellious anarchy thing.
The friend wrote it because he smelled like women's deodorant.
Yeah.
He's like, that's cool. I'm going to
That's
use that.
hilarious. That's hilarious. I've been listening to. Well, I dug out all my, with the exception of Bleach. I didn't grab that because it's technically not a legal copy. But I've been listening to the rest of them in my truck, and God, Jim, you said it. I forgot how good this freaking album is.
See, I took a break from Nirvana for the longest time. Just, I don't know, because I was a huge fan. And I guess after he died, I had this animosity to him that why would you kill yourself? You got a kid, this, that, and the other. And then my music kind of taste changed, so I just kind of put him back. So sitting down and really listening to this album again, since I was a kid, damn good, man. I'm gonna have to pick up the other ones.
Yeah, you'll really like Bleach, and that one's real good.
Well, I've heard them all. It's just it's been
Long time.
25 years.
Well, at that point, you're hearing for first time again, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Been that long.
Yeah, it was not quite that long, but I'm gonna say maybe 10 years.
For me, it's at least 10 years. At least.
And I think the reason I stopped is because I didn't want to overdo it. And with the popularity and the push on Smells Like Teen Spirit,
yeah,
it's an overplayed song.
Yeah, not to mention
it doesn't
go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't take away from the song. It's still a great song.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I got tired of hearing it. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I had to.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
veg
same
off
here
of it.
because you hear half this album on the radio daily.
Right.
You hear the A side on the radio daily.
you hear the same song over and over again for 30 years, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
It gets old.
and it's like they got other songs, you know.
They have other albums.
That's why I can't understand, you know, older people listening to like the old 70s classic rock, still hearing the same songs. Imagine listening to the same songs 50 years in a, jeez.
Dude, I don't give a shit, dude. I'm gonna listen to Pink Floyd for the rest of.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's the same hits, you know, and the band
Yeah.
has a arsenal of music, you know. It's like pick something else. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
we've already heard this one. Let's
Yeah, you're talking about like the radio stations.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, totally.
Stand
totally.
radio. I cannot stand radio.
Local radio
Oh.
station does not realize that Rush has 20 fucking albums.
Tom Sawyer.
Why is that, bro? Why is it
Tom
always
Sawyer all the time.
It's Tom Sawyer or Limelight, honest. It's those two, and every once in a while, what's something of the heart?
Closer to the heart.
Closer to the heart. You hear that one every once in a while. For Pro Jam, it's I mean, not for Pro Jam, for Nirvana, it smells like Team Spirit and Come As You Are for the most part, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like you would think like some of these bands could like come up with like another B-side or another single and, you know, re-release it to the thing, and
You're like, this is new.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think too, if bands were able to do that with radio, that could rekindle a lot of careers, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. Because people are going to hear songs that they haven't heard before.
Yeah.
That's my big problem with Guns N' Roses is you hear like 3 songs and it's the same 3, and like they have other albums and other great songs, but it's always Sweet Old Child of Mine and over again.
I want to gouge my ears out every time I hear Paradise City. I'm so tired of hearing that damn song.
Dude, for me, it's I Love Rock and Roll, man. God bless, dude. When you hear that drum kick in, oh, it's like, well, I just want to freaking drive into a pole or something, dude. It drives me nuts. God. And God bless, dude. Bon Jovi comes on, and I swear I want to rip my radio out of my car, bro. I can't get to the freaking Okay, I'm sorry.
But
you hit a nerve.
But yeah. But I don't know. I listened to it. Last week I dug them out and I put it in my Blu-ray player here, which is connected to a surround sound. And I didn't turn it up real loud, but I turned it up just where it was right. And those opening chords started playing, and then I was like, "Oh, I love this."
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, even though we've heard the first half of that album all the time, this time when I went to go listen to it, like I said, it's been a long time since I've heard this album, and listening to it, and you know, listening to it in the car on the way to work, loud, and you know, you hear me. I hear more things now than what I did back then.
Dude, it's another first great song to open an album, right?
Oh yes, it set the tone for the album, and I don't know if I want to say it set the tone for the genre, subgenre, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Because it's like, here we are, we don't give a shit. Take it or leave it. You know? And it's like a machine gun. It's boom, 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 boom. Each song,
dude.
Each one. I mean, the first 6 tracks. It's nonstop. So it's like,
Well, Polly, it's slow. It's Polly is like the last song on side A, which is slow, and he made the thing before the show started. You know, like each side was a slow song. Like it ended that side on a slow note.
true. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But I mean, as far as the depth and how.
Oh yeah, it's nonstop.
They're not a miss at all.
Have you heard the secret track, the Endless Nameless?
I was gonna say something about that. I've had this album for 15 years. And I've listened to it for 20. And I didn't know there was a hidden track until about 2 years ago.
I didn't know there was a hidden track until today. Because I mean, I want to say they didn't put the hidden track on there until later releases.
Until the CD.
The first 20, was it the first 20,000? Yeah, the first 20,000 pressings, it was left off. And Andy Wallace said, I don't know whether I was not told or if I didn't write it down, but that's what happened. And Kurt called him, you know, very irritated and said, fix this. So he fixed it, and it was on the later pressings from then on.
Because my whole time of listening to it was on cassette tape. I never had this album on CD. Cassette tape, she didn't really have those extra tracks.
Yeah, not usually.
Yeah.
I just put it on real fast while you guys were talking about it. I don't remember hearing that. I can't say that I have.
They said that was a song they liked to end the show with because it would like bring it to a huge climax, and then they would break their gear.
You should watch it live at Paramount. I think that's the best performance of it because they have the lights and everything.
Oh, which he played that for me this evening before the show because I'd never heard the song. The video live at the Paramount, dude, the video quality is so clear and like.
I think it's the best live album they ever made.
It's almost like it was recorded this week, you know?
Well,
it felt, I don't know, to me, it just felt real. Like,
felt fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like they just filmed a new band playing, you know, Kurt. I mean, I don't know. It was awesome. I would highly recommend checking it out.
Guitar around over.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
dude, I know we talked about that the songs that they've been played so much. I'm still not tired of "Come As You Are." I'm more tired of "Smells Like Teen Spirit," but "Come As You Are," dude, it still sounds so fresh to me.
Yeah, I kind of "Come As You Are," "Lithium." I like hearing.
I still like "In Bloom," dude. I love "Something in the Way." God.
Speaking of something in the way, man, watching the new Batman movie, like really brought that song to light to me, you know, to where, yeah, I heard it, I noticed it, I listened to it, but I don't know, just having the visual, like darkness and, you know, have you guys seen the new Batman movie?
No.
Nope. It's just, you know, I mean, you obviously know how Gotham City, it's dark, dingy, dirty, and that's kind of what this song is to me. And you get a visual of it. It's just.
So they used it in the movie.
Yeah,
it's like the main song.
It's the main song. Like even I think the background score to like some of the stuff of the film is kind of based off of this song.
And it's their rendition. It's not a remake or
no. It's the original.
It's theirs. Yeah.
Wow.
And after watching the movie. And hearing that song, it literally like brought that song to light to me. I absolutely love the song even more now.
I could see that. I can't wait to watch that.
It's really good.
That's what I've heard. My daughter Madison, dude, she can't stop raving about it. She saw it when it first came out, and she was like, "You gotta go watch this." Oh my god!
I might piss people off, but I'm gonna say that's my favorite Batman movie right now.
I've been hearing that a lot.
I love the Keaton. Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Keaton Batman, but this one I think even tops the Christian Bale Batman for me. I never really was a huge Christian Bale Dark Knight.
I wasn't.
But this hit, man. To me, this movie
Where are they?
Cylinders. Yeah.
I think he sounds stupid as Batman.
He does, dude.
And his face in the mask, like it looks squished. And
Yeah, there's no. It's just he's just in the suit basically, and he's so robotic.
But just remember that when you do watch that movie, think about this song, man. It just once you hear it, it'd be like that song was perfect for the movie. Like I said, the darkness, the dinginess, the slow dreariness of it all.
And the cello is like the best part of the song.
Yeah.
And if you listen to like it by itself, it's like it almost has like a disturbing sound almost.
That song's always been depressing as hell to me. It's just, dude, it seems like you're being dragged.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we so many choices, and we were kind of talking backstage about how, you know, it's narrowed down to which song don't we like, you know, and I don't know if it's ironic or if it's intention or what, but my two favorite songs are the two songs with the darkest subject matter. And that's Polly and Something in the Way.
My two favorite is Breed and Something in the Way.
Mine is, dude, I love Come As You Are, dude. I still love Come As You Are. Come As You Are and Something in the Way.
My two, because I can't pick one, is Stay Away and Lunge Attack. Or Lunge Act.
Lunge Act. Dude, they're all good. I'm going to tell you the one that I like the least, but I still like it. And I think that's Territorial Pissings.
Yeah.
That's the and
yeah, it doesn't really stand out.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But it's still not a bad song, though.
No. It feels good.
Yeah.
Like it's better than most people's.
Yes.
Song.
Yes.
Yep.
All the songs are memorable, man.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it, memorable.
You don't skip any of these songs, right?
Other than Teen Spirit.
Well,
Yeah.
There was a point when I was skipping that, but
yeah, but that's because it's a great song and it's been played out. It's not that it's a bad song.
No, not at all.
There's no song on this album that you skip because, man, I just can't listen to this.
Me personally, I like the B side way more than the A side.
Dude, it's a greatest hits album.
Absolutely.
It is. All their albums are.
Yes.
It's pretty much like the Beatles.
That's why I want to go out and buy In Utero, because I haven't heard that since I was a kid too.
I'm sure you could buy like a repress on tape because tapes are coming back.
I'm ready to get my Nirvana game back on now.
Yeah.
Dude, this is my regret. I never saw them live. I don't know how many times they came down here in that short amount of time. I know they came down once, and they were playing in this at Bayfront Park. That's where Ultra is going on now, right? That's like in downtown Miami, right next to the Bay. And I didn't have tickets, and I was like, "Oh man, I'll see them." My buddy was like, "Hey, come," and I go, "No, I'll see them. I'll see them next time, dude. I don't know. Whatever was going on in my life, right?" And he told me, "Come over." And he was a security guard at one of the high rises that was right across the street from this concert. And he goes, "Dude, come over, park in the building. I'm the only guy in the building. We'll go up whatever floor, and we'll watch from the building because you look straight into that park."
That'd be amazing.
And I didn't go, and that just burns me. That's my concert regret. I didn't go. I was like, whatever was going on, I was tired. Who knows?
No one saw that coming, that he was gonna die.
Yeah, but dude, it was like, dude, imagine seeing it from that high up level, and it's close. It's maybe a 100 yards, so it's not. It's like I would be like all the way of the back if it was in an arena, pretty much, where I was gonna be looking down. Let alone just listening to it, you know.
Absolutely, man.
I still regret that, dude. But yeah, it's like you say, nobody knew, you know, nobody knew.
Yeah, for sure. I see they played in my hometown, but I was too young to go see them.
Yeah.
I just had an interesting kind of thought that the A side is more. The A side and the B side are different. The B side sounds more punk.
I was gonna ask that earlier. It came to my mind. Is this considered punk?
They considered it punk.
Yeah. Like a resurgence of punk.
Yeah.
To a degree, right? To a degree.
Right. But they made the comment about like what was it, Come As You Are and Smells Like Teen Spirit, kind of more of a poppy type.
I don't think they even use
grunge.
No, I don't think they even said grunge.
They're a mix of different things, man.
I'd consider them post punk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Punk kind of
all those
died
all
maybe
those,
before.
Yeah.
Or a little before that.
Yeah, all those bands. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden,
Alice in Chains.
All them. It's all post new wave, really.
And if you think about it, I mean, after Kurt died, that was kind of the decline of grunge music, I would say, because it wasn't shortly long after that, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains died. And
didn't last long. It didn't last long at all, right?
Didn't the dude from Soundgarden die too?
Well, that was recent.
That was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
him and Scott
Weiland
was recently.
Yeah.
Eddie Vedder, he's like the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry Cantrell's keeping the Alice in Chains thing alive, but it ain't really the same when you lose the front man. It's like Leonard Skinner, you know, once Ronnie died, it's like, to me, you can't replace a singer. But I mean, AC/DC did.
Yeah, we have talked about it. We have talked about it. It has happened.
But to me, Lane Staley is irreplaceable.
It's rare. It's rare. It doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often.
But there are times where it works out, and the change does maybe even make the band better.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
But not often. How many albums did this sell?
30 million to date.
Went diamond.
Yep. It's one of those early diamond records.
Dude, those guys had no idea, bro. God. Wow.
I heard something where they said that, like, if we work hard enough at this, at the most we will be able to make 50,000.
Yeah.
Bro.
That was their initial goal, was to at least get 50,000 records sold. And then it went, well, they said, well, if we play our cards right, we do this, the music video, Smells Like Teen Spirit and stuff like that.
And then the singles coming out.
If it's successful, then, you know, we're hoping for 500,000.
God.
If we're successful.
Dude,
they were practically a nobody, you know. They were
coming off of Bleach.
They were like a garage band, dude.
They were still in the underground.
Yeah. They didn't have time to build up their fan base. Their fan base was like instant.
It's kind of like those weird thoughts, like Metallica was once an underground band.
Uh-huh.
like Nirvana was an underground band at one point. Like
Yeah.
they were nobodies.
And not just that, but they matured so much from Bleach to this album,
And then to Euro.
you know. And like I said, the producer was it Bruce?
Butch.
Butch. Yeah, it's like this album is so well produced. I just can't get past it how well it's done. And after listening to the breakdown between tracks and all the added tracks and the dubs and this, that, and the other, and it's like, wow, you know, this guy was relatively a no-name producer, and dude, he just knocked it right out of the park.
What year did they form?
I think 86.
88, 87.
It was late 80s or
Let's
mid
see.
80s.
So they were together, let's say, what, 91, 92? Beginning of
87.
87?
I think they had like 3 drummers.
And okay, so they were together 4 years in total. Grohl had been, let's say, there a year, 2 years at most.
Yeah.
This was his first album, Grohl.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys barely knew each other, bro.
Oh,
They've been through stuff, but not a ton of stuff.
if you watch interviews, they're like chains. Like they are irreseparable. I don't think that's a word, but they like you couldn't take them apart from each other.
they
like,
bonded. They bonded, but still, it was a short amount of time.
It was kind of like the Beatles in the early days, like the way that in their interviews how they would like joke around. It's like that, and like they have like some of the most entertaining interviews ever.
Dude, again, it goes back to our last show. The Beatles, or dude, they were like the first ones to go through all this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
they paved the way.
they paved the way. It's so many different things, right?
Yep.
They're going off topic a bit, but there's a video of Nirvana playing, like it might have been 87, and it's literally in some dude's living room with like 10 people, and they're playing, like, and it's recorded on like a crappy VHS.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best things ever because it's like such a close thing. Like he got some of his friends together, like I'm gonna play a little show.
It's crazy, dude. Think about it. It was what you said, 87?
87, yeah.
94, that's how many years? 7 years?
7 years.
Dude, that's nothing.
That's almost as long as the Beatles were together. The Beatles were only together for like 10 years.
But the Beatles got together like in 61, right? I would say.
No, late 50s.
It was like 58.
Yeah, 58.
Okay, and they broke up in what, 71, 70?
70.
That's 10, 11 years.
69, 70, yeah.
These guys were 7 years, and you figure that first year you're just practicing, getting to know each other, the first year or two. So let's cut it down to 5
In the
years.
garage band, yeah.
Chris,
Going to little gigs. They changed drummers 3 times.
yeah. The bass player, Chris, he almost didn't join the band completely, like at the start. I think it took Kurt to make like a little crappy demo to give to him. And that kind of, and saying crappy, I think the demo is actually called Fecal Matter.
Fecal Matter, yep.
Yeah, I've heard that. Dude,
I was just looking at that.
So their first album, Bleach, came out in 89. So they were only a band for 2 years when their
That's
first
crazy.
album.
Yeah.
And they recorded like the smallest recording studio ever. It was like a little mom and pop place.
dude, these guys got hit upside the head with bats. They didn't know where the hell they were standing, bro.
Yeah.
You know how many people were probably coming at them and telling them shit and trying to, oh, dude, the pressure. Oh my God.
And you put to compare, to put it in perspective for a band like ZZ Top. The same 3 guys were together for 50 years until Dusty Hill passed away. And I don't, as far as caliber, everybody knows who ZZ Top is.
Right.
just like everybody knows who Nirvana is. So it's kind of a similar caliber, but one's just more short lived.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts.
Yeah, I would say the ZZ Top is like a kerosene lamp, and Nirvana's a roadside flare.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Amazing band, dude. Amazing times.
Kerosene burned longer, but roadside flare burnt bright for a little while.
Nova. It went Nova.
It's a asteroid going by.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bad Company, Shooting Star.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Love that song. It's probably my favorite Bad Company song. So I guess we can all conclude this album kicks ass.
Yeah.
For sure.
This album kicks ass, bro.
Without a doubt.
And what number was this album placed at?
I think it was 2.
This
Yeah.
was what number was this? This was number 36 in that magazine. And in my little VH1 Top 100, it was number 2.
Okay.
I think it should be closer to the top 15. For it being that influential of an album, it should be higher on the list than 30.
It might be 10 in my book. It might be inside the top 10 for me.
Yeah, I put it in top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be number 10, but it's in the top 10. Who's next? Who's next? The time in the show where we get to see what we're going to be listening to for the next couple of weeks.
Still a lot of bangers on there. Here we go.
Big money, big money. No whammies, no whammies. And stop. Number of the Beast.
Dude, I was thinking that. I was actually getting ready to say Number of the Beast. I'm excited for this.
Iron Maiden, baby.
I got a lot to say about this one.
Oh my God.
He's already ready for the show.
Dude, I've been ready for like a
We
week.
can do it now. Let's do this show now. Oh my goodness.
Who picked this one, Donnie?
This was brought to us by Fish Cat Collectibles. It's Chad Fisher. He's a local, semi-local to me. He lives in Sunbury, about an hour away from me. So I have to hit him up. And thanks, Chad, for your contribution to the show. Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. So we good to go next week on this one?
Sure.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Yeah, I believe I'm fine. I'm good to go.
All right.
Oh,
So-
I'm excited.
Meet us back here 10 o'clock next Saturday. We're going to break down Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Classic new wave of British heavy metal album. Iron Maiden just happens to be my favorite band. So this is going to be a freaking awesome treat.
So you've heard this album?
Maybe once or twice.
Nice.
A couple times. I've heard of it.
Save that. Smoke it and save it. Oh.
Dude, I can't wait to talk about the cover, bro. You know what that
On it.
you know what that cover does to a Cuban mother? Oh my god.
Oh,
It's like,
buddy.
get the cross out and
Oh my god. My mom didn't want to come into my room my mom didn't come into my room for about a year. But that story will be next week.
Can't wait.
I have this one on vinyl, so I'll get the
I've seen it at Walmart a couple times. The vinyl. That's one I'm kind
Man,
of.
I wish I would have kept my albums, man, but I could blame my mom on that one too.
So I want to thank everybody who popped in the chat. Comic fan, it's good to see you, man. It's been a bit. C. Woodard, Bueller, always good to see Bueller popping
DJ
in.
Biggs.
Agro, Biggie was in here. TJ in here is dropping some of his personal knowledge. And anybody that watches on a rewind, we'll see you next time. Get out there and listen to some music.